Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Paul Watson Project. I'm your host, Walker Bruns. Week 6 is over. What a week it was. There's a lot of upsets to be had in the Paul Watson Project. But what else do you expect from this league? I expect nothing less. We're going to have a great show in store for you today. I've got special guest Rob Kirchville, undefeated, number 1 in the league. It's going to be a good show. We're going to be looking forward to week 7. But when I start to think of week 7, we're halfway through the league. So either you're getting excited for what's to come or you're starting to lose heart. I've got to say, it's only halfway through the season. There's a whole half a season left. Whatever's happened in this last half of the season can be repeated or it can be totally reversed. Either way, before we get too far, let's look back and send it over to Jake for our quick hits from week 6.
Quick hits of the week.
Thank you, Walker Bruns, and welcome to Quick Hits. All right, quick hit number 1 of the week, the biggest blowout of the week, going to Cobra Kyler, blowing out Cool Runnings by a cool 35.24 points. Well done, Alex Day. Our quick hit number 2 of the week, the biggest upset of the week, goes to Say My Name. Yes, for a second time in a row, David Smith pulling off a massive upset over Travis. Can he keep it up this week? I think he can. Quick hit number 3 of the week, the come on man of the week, goes to newly named This World Is Not Mahomes. Yes, what seems to be amazing lopsided trades each week still managed to lose, and lose big this week. I guess the haters, including myself, were proven wrong, but still these trades are supposed to help you, Travis. Come on, man. Our week 6 players of the week goes to QB of the week, Joe Burrow, 32.5 points. The RB of the week goes to both Deion Jackson and Ramondre Stevenson with 23.1 points. The wide receiver of the week, and finally, goes to Jamar Chase with 28.7 points. And the tight end of the week, Mike Gesicki, 21.9 points. Fellas, it was a great week 6. Looking forward to week 7, and these were your quick hits.
Thank you, Jake. Here in a moment, we're going to be going through in detail each of the games for week 7 with Rob Kirchville. But before we do that, don't you want to know where each game stands in relation to each other? For that, we send it over to Travis Stouffer for this week's matchup power rankings.
All right, you guys, welcome back to our power rankings matchups here for week 7. Starting out with number 6, Prison Mike versus This World Is Not Mahomes. Number 12 in the league versus number 3 in the league. Taco versus Travis. At least that's what some people are calling him. But can he make a rally? Can he play spoiler?
Number 5, Asset Playground versus Cool Runnings. Number 11 in the league versus number 6 in the league. Zach versus Walker. The wheels seem to be coming off for Tinsley here. And Walker, much like Thanos, feels inevitable?
Number 4, Assault and Battery versus Say My Name. Number 2 in the league versus number 7 in the league. Jake versus David Smith, the Giant Slayer. David's on a mission, knocking people off. He's positioned himself well. Jake has made some big trades, but will it help him? Number 3, Oh Fill My Cup versus Cobra Kyler. Number 1 in the league versus number 9 in the league. All of a sudden, Alex has life. From the toilet bowl to the Super Bowl. The problem is, there's no cup. Can Rob overcome to stay undefeated? Number 2, Dude Looks Like a Brady versus Not My Chubby. Number 4 versus number 5. Jake Bozier versus Ryan Long. Bozier lost last week and moved up a spot. Ryan lost last week, stayed in the top 5. This is interesting because somebody's going to be positioned pretty nicely after this.
And number 1, Woody's Roundup versus Roger Goodell. Number 8 in the league versus number 10 in the league. Austin versus Nick. This is Nick's 3rd appearance as Game of the Week in our power rankings this season. He's 1-1 in his previous 2 matchups. This is a battle between the two teams that have been scored on the most this year. They both had over 700 points scored on them. No other team can say that. And this week, someone has to win, no matter what the score is, no matter how many points they score. I'm excited to see who it's going to be because whoever wins this is going to be squarely in the top 6. Can't wait. Back to you, Walker.
Well, we certainly do have a lot of exciting matchups this week. I'm really looking forward to the games. Who knows what's going to happen? Is it going to be as topsy-turvy as it has been the past few weeks? I guess there's only one way to find out, and that's for the games to be played. Well, let's go ahead and welcome Rob Kercheval onto the show to break down this week's games.
Well, Rob, welcome to the show. Happy to see you. Happy to have you here. I've got a question for you before we get into the games. Right. So you're 6-0. Almost shorted you there. 6-0. Number 1 in the league. Anything you got? How do you feel about your team? And anything you want to say to the other managers out there that want to get to that level that you're at?
Listen, I'm feeling great. I'm not number 1 for most points scored like usual. I don't think I'm even number 2. I think I might be number 3. So some hesitation there, some little butterflies. But after the 6-0, man, I feel good. And you know what? Shout out to Nick right now. I'm so glad to not be fighting you for first place this year.
All right. Yeah, a shout out to Nick. I mean, usually he is up there, but I don't know what's going on this year. Something's just not in the water this year for him. But let's jump into the games, starting off with our number 6 matchup. We got This World Is Not Mahomes, recently named, versus Prison Mike. What are your thoughts on this matchup?
Well, first of all, that's the best name change since the Fountain Wentz, I have heard, for them Christians out there. Great one. I was worried about my matchup with Zach Lane last week. Because his points scored look better than many in this league right now. But he's got Hurts on a bye this week, and it doesn't look good for him. Zach is destined to make his great return to the Sacco, I think. Travis desperately trying to hold on to relevance in the top 3 for this game. I think he got a little too used to the winner's circle up there on the top floor. We got good snacks up there. So he needs to not get too comfortable because this is going to be a tough one.
This matchup, when I look at This World Is Not Mahomes, it's a team that's kind of reeling a little bit. It's retooled, though, and it's looking to get that forward momentum going again. The wide receiver core this week looks kind of weak, but look for DeAndre Swift to come back firing from his injury. Then you got Prison Mike. He must be seeing Dementors or something. This team is now just relying on a bunch of young guys like Olave Pierce and George Pickens. I don't know what happened to this team, but if you're relying on those guys now, something has happened here.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to the next matchup. We got Cool Runnings versus Asset Playground. Give me your thoughts.
Zach, man, trying to keep himself out of the Sacco conversation, but I don't think he's making the moves to prove it. Asset Playground, however, has turned a corner. You put up some huge numbers last week, and that could be an indication for what's to come for sure. And I think half of that, I think most of that 100% luck. Whoever the heck Deion Jackson was for Indy really panned out for you, though.
Yeah, agreed. I was struggling the week before that, I played the Indianapolis backup running back, and he got hurt the first play, and sometimes you miss, sometimes you get it right. This was just one I got it right. But Cool Runnings, when I look at this matchup overall, it's really two teams that have made a lot of trades in recent weeks. But to me, I feel like they're just on two different trajectories. Cool Runnings, he really needs a boom game from his newly minted RBs from Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I mean, he's going to need it. He got them. He needs big numbers from these guys. Then you look at my team. I think it's a team that plays down to its competition. You might have had a good week last week, but of the last 3 weeks, I've had some of the lowest scores the 2 weeks before that. Zach's definitely has a chance here. It's going to be interesting to see if Jonathan Taylor and Keenan Allen come back from injury, and end up playing well. We'll see how that pans out. Moving on to our number 4 matchup, we have Say My Name versus another new name here, Assault and Battery. I don't know whether he named it that because of Kamara or because that's what he's doing to the other teams in the league, but give me your thought.
Well, I think David's trade to acquire Waller and Bateman is good for his team overall, but with both pulling questionable tags, I'm not sure it's going to pan out very well. Jake is going to be a tough one to beat, even without his starting QB. But if you're going to take him down, now's the week to do it, because the bipocalypse is here, and it's only here for a short time.
Yeah, absolutely. Say My Name. David's team, it's a team that somehow is just winning games. But this week, he's running up against a really tough opponent in Jake. He's going to need 2 touchdowns out of either Bateman, Montgomery, or Waller. Out of those 3, he needs 2 touchdowns if he's going to have a chance in this one. Moving over to the other side on Jake's team, already mentioned Josh Allen, but I'm looking at this lineup this week. I'm not seeing a lot of good scores coming out of this lineup this week. So I've got a bad feeling for Jake, but I'm not going to give away who my prediction is, but you can kind of feel it in that answer. All right, moving on to the top 3. We've got yourself, Fill My Cup, versus Cobra Kyler.
I don't know. I'm still dealing with a partial bipocalypse this week. I got Henry back, but Cup is gone. Sanders is out this week as well on his bye. Alex has a pretty good bye season going on for him this week, I guess. Alex has Devonta Smith and his kicker out. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. When I look at this team, I see Breece Hall, the Lazard King, and Ramondre Stevenson. All are on fire right now, and I'm a little bit afraid of this team. Alex is looking good, and I like Alex's prospects going forward. 2-4 is hard to overcome, but if someone does it, I think it's him.
Looking at your team, you're named after your star Cooper Kupp, but obviously you got other guys in there that are helping you with Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry. Can those 2 guys carry you with Cooper Kupp out? I'm actually thinking, you're not going to like this, but I think Derrick Henry is going to have a bad game against the Colts this week. It's just my gut feeling here. Don't shoot me just because I have a gut feeling, all right? And then looking at Cobra Kyler, it's another team coming off a huge win last week. He's got to keep that momentum going. But Kyler Murray, he's playing on a Thursday night game. Those have been absolute dumpster fires. So I'm thinking Kyler Murray has a terrible game. This will be an interesting game for sure. Moving on to our number 2 matchup. I guess this week everyone just wanted to change their names because we got Dude Looks Like a Brady versus Not My Chubby. What do you think about this game?
Well, that's your typical Bozier move, really. I mean, he's got how many weeks are in the season? That's how many names he's got for his team. That's for sure. But Not My Chubby. Looking at Ryan right now, when I look at this team, I think here's a team that should be a force to be reckoned with. But oddly enough, he's just middle of the pack. Kittle looking like a shell of his former self, that's for sure, after his injuries last year, and Lockett is not a household name anymore. This team is living in the past for sure. He's lucky to be getting the production out of old Lenny right now. Won't matter this week, though. Bozier is knee-deep in the bipocalypse. Bozier's only hope is that Big Trade does something to save him. And this middle-of-the-pack fight for these 2, this win is pretty crucial.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking at Dude Looks Like a Brady, and I've got some bad news here. He just traded for Tom Brady, but he's old. And it looks like Christian McCaffrey might be traded to the 49ers. There's some speculation. So Jeff Wilson now kind of becomes irrelevant if that happens, unless he gets traded in that trade. I don't know exactly what that might look like. But this could be Bozier's last chance at a victory this week. And then you're looking at Not My Chubby, a team came off a really tough week last week, but he has got running backs that don't have bad games, 2 games in a row. So I'm looking definitely at a bounce-back game. And Garrett Wilson, I think he scores a touchdown this week and has a big game. All right, moving to our premier matchup, we have Woody's Roundup versus Roger Goodell.
Man, Nick, Hate to see you go. Love to watch you fall. That's for sure. It's been real, like I said earlier, it's been real nice not fighting you for first place this year. You made what I thought were some great decisions at the beginning of the year with Russell Wilson, and those just completely backfiring on you. So that kind of sucks. But whatever the case, Nick is fighting hard to be a contender no matter what. So we'll see if he can rise through the ranks after all. Austin has to play Jared Goff this week, so you might have a chance. That's all I got to say about that. Austin looking tough still with Eckler and Kelsey on a tear.
Yeah, man, Austin's team, every time I look at it, it just looks so good. But my prediction is this week, his team is the highest scoring team of the week, and his receivers put up a big week. And then I'm looking at Roger Goodell's team. I think they put up the second most points this week, and that's why this is the number one matchup, because it's all going to come down to the Monday night game for the Patriots defense. And the problem is with picking a defense is you have to watch till the end if you're up, because if it just climbs down, it's tough.
And Patriots have,
you got to watch to the end.
Patriots have had a great defense right now, and they are really killing some teams in their defense.
Yep. But Bailey Zappi is going to maybe lead them to the promised land. Let's hope so. Well, hey, it's been a fun show. We're going to get into our predictions and bring on Travis Stouffer. Let's get into that now. All right, Travis, welcome on. Looking forward to our predictions for this week. Before we jump in, I heard that there was some breaking news you got for us.
Breaking news. It is in real time right now. It's 8:47 p.m. Eastern time. It's Tuesday night. We just had a trade come across. And it is an interesting one. Josh Allen has been traded. Jake Bellwood, Assault and Battery, has made a trade with Prison Mike. He is sending away Josh Allen, Dalvin Cook, and TJ Hawkinson. And he will be receiving Justin Jefferson, Najee Harris, and Jalen Hurts. I think Jake just ruined his season.
I think that's possible, but I know he's always loved Najee Harris, so I'm not too surprised if Najee Harris is a part of the deal. I knew Jake was going to go for it. So
no, I think that's
Any
a good
thoughts
move
there, Rob?
for him. I think that's a good move for Bellwood for sure. I mean,
Man,
you
I don't
know,
know.
this week on the bye. But
yeah, he lost. He got rid of Allen, but I mean, to pick up Hurts and some others on the side.
Yeah, Hurts. This is going to be fun. All right, maybe I rolled that out a little strong. Justin Jefferson's pretty good.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson and Devontae Adams. That's some good wide receivers.
Yep.
we do have a good squad rolling there. Let's get into our games, starting off with This World Is Not Mahomes versus, by the way, excellent name, versus Prison Mike. Yahoo sees this one as a This World Is Not Mahomes victory. Rob, who do you got?
I concur with that 100%. I think Travis is going to take this, and Prison Mike's going to keep riding that fall.
Yeah, I got to figure out a tight end this week, but I don't know. It's Taco Tuesday over here, man. I don't know what these running backs are doing.
Yeah, looks like Taco is back on the menu. This World Is Not Mahomes takes it. Moving on to number 5, we've got Cool Runnings versus Asset Playground. Yahoo sees it as an Asset Playground victory. Rob, who you got?
Yeah, I got Asset Playground as well. Just think Zach's team's still going to go south, and Walker's on the rise.
I look at Zach's squad here, and it's just, I mean, this is either a squad we're going to look back on in 6 weeks and be like, wow, or we're going to be like, oh, no wonder you're 3-8, you know? I don't know. This is ugly. He's got some buys. This is an ugly week.
You guys forget that my team actually can easily score the least amount of points in this league. I'll be lucky to score more than 70 this week. I think that Zach wins this game. I've got Cool Runnings. Moving on to Say My Name versus Assault and Battery. Yahoo sees this one as an Assault and Battery victory. Rob, who do you got?
Well, I mean, given the most recent news, I'm going with Jake. I think I was probably going to go with Jake anyway without Josh Allen this week, but now I think it's definitely Assault and Battery for the win on this one.
Well, Jalen Hurts and Justin Jefferson are actually on bye this week.
Ooh.
And because of that, for me, I think if David gets Jacoby Myers in this lineup, I think David's got a shot here. I like David Smith.
Yeah, before I knew of this trade, I had David winning. After this trade, I know David is winning this matchup. David somehow pulls out a third straight victory. I don't know how he does it, but he's winning again. All right, moving on to number 3, our top 3 matchups. Oh, Fill My Cup versus Cobra Kyler. Yahoo's got Cobra Kyler. Who does Rob got?
I hate to vote against me, but I'm doing it. Alex looks good. I mean, Brees Hall, Lazard King, Ramondre Stevenson. I can't say anything more. They're doing great.
I am with that. I like Alex. This is a team that is very, very much on the rise. I like them, and obviously this is hitting Rob in a tough week where his most dependable player is out. Cobra Kyler.
You say that, but there's something about a team that knows how to win, and Rob's team knows how to win fantasy football games. I've got Oh Fill My Cup staying undefeated this week. We're moving on to number 2. Dude looks like a Brady versus Not My Chubby. I have to second take these names because people's changed their names this week. It's Dude looks like a Brady versus Not My Chubby, and Yahoo sees this one as a Not My Chubby victory. Rob.
Yeah, I'm going with Yahoo on this one, but to be fair, I will always vote against Bozier.
I'm going with Not My Chubby. I like the matchups. Only one that concerns me is Chubb's matchup there with Cleveland, but I like this squad overall. Ryan gets back to his winning ways.
Yeah, we've got a clean sweep on the panel. I'm seeing Not My Chubby as well. Let's move on to our number 1 matchup, which I've predicted will come down to the Monday night and will be the 2 highest scoring teams this week. We've got Woody's Roundup versus Roger Goodell. Yahoo's got Woody's Roundup. Who does Rob have in this one?
I think I'm with Yahoo again. I think Austin's got this one in the bag, and no matter what Goodell does, I think Nick's still can't pull out the wins.
These are the 2 teams that have been scored on the most the whole season, and now they're playing each other. I like Woody's Roundup.
It's funny you say that because I predicted that these 2 teams will score the most, which means they would still be the most scored on teams. I've got Woody's Roundup myself, but it's an interesting little way to end this episode. I think that Monday night game with New England's defense is going to be like, we're going to start off with someone winning and the defense will slowly come down, and who knows what's going to happen. It's going to be a fun one. We're all going to be watching. We're going to be having a good time. That's my prediction. It's a good number 1 choice. Thank you guys for joining me. Looking forward to the games.
Well, that wraps up our show. As always, I want to give a special thank you to my guests, Jake Bellwood, Travis Stouffer, and Rob Kirchable. Thanks for spending your time joining me on this show today. Looking forward to another week of the Paul Watson Project. If you've made it this far in the video, you've probably already liked and subscribed to this video, but you might as well do it now. See you guys next week.
This is the Paul Watson Project.